Bad news for Christmas lovers, it might not happen this year. Damn atheists and secularists have been chipping away at it, and Bill O'Reilly did what he could, but it looks like it might not actually continue. But here comes the House of Representatives. Doug Lamborn and 36 others are sponsoring H.R. 448, which would reaffirm our commitment to Christian traditions, Christmas symbols, and things like that. Specifically, it says, the First Amendment to the Constitution guaranteeing freedom of religion was never meant to prohibit any mention of religion or reference to God in civic dialogue. Now, it might seem like with how Christian our House of Representatives is, haven't they already done this? And yes, in 2005, they did pass a very similar resolution, but don't worry, it's not just repetitive, it's also meaningless, so why not do it again this year?
Well, they're not going to do it again.
They're actually not going to do it, but they are putting it up there.
Right, because they're not in session and they're not due back until January. So here's the deal. They don't even really believe it either.
Yeah.
It's part of the war on Christmas is the House of Representatives that doesn't even have the courage to come back into session to protect your Christmas.
It's very ironic that they're not going to be able to protect Christmas because they went home for Christmas.
Yeah.
If they really cared about Christmas, they'd skip Christmas.
But I don't understand what they're going back home to, because Christmas doesn't exist anymore until they get this resolution passed. There's a triple irony here.
It's like Cuba now, all across the country. People can't reference Christmas, but like they identify Santa Claus the way the Cubans talk about Castro.
The bearded one.
Right, the bearded one. They know that means Christmas. Right.
And look, you know, I feel sick to my stomach for the good Christians of this country. Because I remember, you know, reading Genesis and talking about Santa Claus. Wait a minute. Santa Claus wasn't in Genesis, right?
Leviticus.
Was it Leviticus?
Yeah, I think he was in Leviticus.
No. He was John. Which part of the Bible was Santa Claus in?
I'm not a biblical expert, so I don't recall. But I'll look it up.
Yeah, was he before or after the Easter Bunny? I forget.
Santa Claus is in the Genesis according to Phil Collins. I've heard about that Santa. But it's funny here, it says in this article that the conservatives in particular have been worried about attempts to turn Christmas, a holiday that celebrates the birth of Jesus, into a secular winter holiday. Well, news flash, it started out as a secular holiday of the Romans. And the Romans used to get together and they would get naked and they would get drunk and they would go into the streets and they would go to each other's houses and sing naked outside in front of each other's houses.
Literally.
And that's how they started caroling. This is true. This is literally true how Christmas started.
That's how Jingle Bells started.
Bang!
That's not bad.
That was nice. And then, so then the Christians wanted to get more converts, people, so they go, okay, you can keep your holiday. It was called like Santeria or something.
Saturnalia.
You guys know all this shit already?
No. Look, first of all.
Why are you letting me sit here like an idiot?
Okay, all right. There's a billboard up in New Jersey that atheists put up. Keep Saturn in Saturnalia. Okay,
oh, really?
Like because they have the billboards up, keep Christ in Christmas, right? And so they said a couple of idiots tried to light it on fire, but since they're stupid, they couldn't do it, and then they got caught, and then they had to run away. So it's a lot of fun. But you're very right. So originally, of course, it's celebrating a pagan tradition of Saturnalia, and basically the pagans were like, this Christianity thing with the heaven, I kind of like that. I'm digging that. Yeah. I'm poor, and Jesus says that we should take care of the poor. I'm digging that. Like I'm vibing this. I gotta keep Saturnalia. They're like, look, dude, I mean, the naked Christmas caroling, come on, we're not going to lose that, right? And they struck a deal. You put clothes on, and you get to call yourself a Christian, and you still Christmas carol. Okay, they didn't actually make that deal. Okay, the clothes came later.
Given how decadent the Romans were, how much gay sex went on naked Christmas caroling? You know?
During Saturnalia.
Saturnalia, please. People just coming into each other. Bang!
Yeah, it's named after Saturn, but what you don't know is they actually changed the name. Originally, it was named after another planet, Uranus.